Hi, my name is Chad Stevens, and this is Misconnections, brought to you by Create Tulsa and the Tulsa Performing Arts Center. This is our first episode of Misconnections, and the purpose of this podcast is to bring people together that are in similar art fields, but don't necessarily know each other. The goal of the podcast is to create community, share resources, and to expand on our ever-growing city. Today's first episode is all about appearance. As we focus on fashion and the art world itself, we have two amazing guests. First, we have Kellen Jones, the owner of Silhouette Sneakers and Art in the historic Greenwood District. Our second guest is Corey Pearson, owner and designer of CMYLE Clothing, founded in 2021, that focuses on positivity and making sure people use hard work to accomplish their dreams. Today, we'll notice as we go through our episode, questions to see how do designers and local businesses can work together to share resources and work together in collaboration. What resources are needed for artists and store owners to be able to expand on their communities. And then third, to definitely find out who are Tulsans best dressed. My name is Chad Stevens, and this is Misconnections.
Full of beauty. Let's stick together. No more misconnections.
So the questions I want to ask for you guys is really simple, kind of these broad questions. But the first question I want to ask for both of y'all is, does Tulsa have its own unique fashion sense? And what are some of the things you all think makes those unique to Tulsa?
Unique, like as far as?
Like some people joke and say that Tulsa is a flannel city.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
Do you own a flannel?
I do own a flannel.
Kellen, do you own a flannel?
I have. I don't own them
But
anymore.
I seen flannels in Cali though. That's the first time I seen a flannel.
I think there's a lot of crossover. You know what I think is a true Tulsa like fashion staple, I think. And I mean, it's not like it's unique to Tulsa, but I think it's just a thing Tulsans like will wear. I think Tulsans are really into wearing clothes or anything that has to have Tulsa on it. Like, I think Tulsa's like, and we don't have a sports team here,
Right.
but every Tulsan I know has some type of Tulsa-based shirt for something. Like whether it's a local restaurant, local brand, something like that.
I could see that.
I think
Man.
I think you see that in a lot of different smaller cities where you see, if they don't have a sports team or something that they can all rally behind, they'll just support the city, the town, whatever it may be. A lot of times, I think that's usually what you see.
Yeah, that's true. Because we had TU, but we all know how that is.
Yeah.
But like,
we support the women's basketball team. They like the nicest ones.
yeah, but TU was that team back in the day. So
Yeah. That's
so I
true.
can see maybe like some TU stuff or like some OKC merch, especially around like, the
basketball
KD,
season for
Harden,
sure. Oh,
Westbrook days.
Yeah. My next thing's like, so, we talk about fashion and we got a bunch of people who wear clothes in Tulsa. And I was wondering, in Tulsa's biggest model, the Tulsa Driller, if you had to do a fit check for him, what outfit would you put the Tulsa Driller in?
I'm going to tell you off top, the boots,
They stay?
they stand.
The boots
I'm
are
with
nice.
the
The
boots.
boots are
I'm with
nice.
the boots. The boots was all right. What else?
Man, I'm taking that hat off and I'm putting the do-rag on it. Okay. I'm putting the dooski on the Tulsa Driller.
How do we feel about the no shirt? Does he have a shirt now? I think at one point I feel like he didn't have a shirt.
I don't know. I don't know if he didn't have a shirt, if it was just super tight.
That's a good point. I like the belt with the Tulsa on the belt. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with both of y'all having like these connections to youth in Tulsa, for example, Kellen, one thing that Silhouette did was you all partnered with the Lady Hornets at Booker T, gave them some shoes.
Right.
You have a more youthful base as far as like who buys your clothes. What are some fashion trends of like youth that you think are like pretty good for you all, that you think is like something you like that the young people are wearing? I like Crocs. I don't own a pair, but I think the young people really got Crocs on the map.
I say graphic tees. Graphic tees came back because when I was growing up, I didn't see no graphic tees. But I think That's probably my favorite because you can do a whole lot with that.
I think what I love to see, and it's coming back around, same kind of deal, is like baggier clothes.
Yeah.
Pants is coming over the top of your kicks, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Just baggier fits. I can't wear it. I look crazy, but I like the look. I like it.
Like the bell bottoms.
Yeah, all of that.
And with both of y'all growing up in Tulsa, what were some things that you all saw as like fashion icons for y'all? Or were there specific people that you saw that were like, oh, I like the way they dress? This could be a family member or anyone like local in Tulsa.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, this is the one for me. If you had somebody, and everybody, I think every school, there was always some folks that did it right.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a nice little Dickie setup,
creased
up real good.
Yeah.
Now I don't know, man. I know that's a West Coast kind of thing, but man, Tulsa, we did it right.
Yeah.
I mean, when you creased up real nice and all of that, that was a thing.
For me, I went to high school with a guy named Rob, and I joke you not, I feel, and maybe my memory might be hazy, it's been some years now, but I think Rob wore like a 3-piece suit to school every day.
Ooh.
He also didn't have a backpack. He used a suitcase.
Yeah.
And I mean, or a briefcase rather. And I mean,
briefcase,
blow my
yeah.
mind. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I thought I was a jerk for this. The first time I met him, he had his watch on his left wrist. And so me kind of being like snarky, I was a snarky kid. I was like, you know what? He's so fashionable. How come he don't know he got his watch on the wrong wrist?
Oh, you was hating.
I was hating because he was so fresh. And I went up to him, I was like, hey, yo, watch is on your left wrist. He goes, yeah, because I'm right-handed. I said, oh, no, he goes the other way. He goes, yeah, I'm right-handed. He goes, I'm left-handed. I said, oh, because you're supposed to wear your watch on the opposite hand.
Yeah.
I said, whoa, he knew the rule. You know, I was like, oh, he really about this. I found out, I think he had a job at like Men's Warehouse. And that's how his fashion came to him. Because he was around all the suits. And I mean, in high school, working at Men's Warehouse is crazy, you know? So yeah, I'm always curious about like, how do young people get inspired? I also wanted to know, like, with being young and finding your paths as far as your artistry of designing clothes and owning a shoe store, what are some of the obstacles that you all faced as far as like getting to where you are now, you think?
I think just gathering all your resources as far as like a lot of my stuff is designed. So finding like artists who do your design that won't scam you on social media, like that, or where to get your clothes, manufacture stuff like that, like wholesale stuff. That's probably my biggest obstacle.
Yeah.
I think the obstacles for trying to make something happen is really, the biggest obstacle is really trying to have, especially in places like Tulsa, is trying to have, or trying to connect with people who have already done something that you're trying to do. A lot of times we talk to different people about like, man, we need to come together and put together our ideas and stuff that we've accomplished. Okay, well, you haven't done that. Maybe you have, you know what I'm saying? Let me show you how to do this, the whole nine. I think a lot of times we come across that where we just don't know how to do something. We don't have anybody to ask about how to make something happen. And I think that's been like the obstacle a lot of times for me, was to try to figure out, okay, what do I need to go to do this? You know what I mean? And that. So.
Right. Do y'all feel as if like, or I guess better curve to this question of what resources, if like say you were to do your path all over again, right? Like it's the first day you wake up and I'm like, I'm going to start a clothing line or I'm going to buy a clothing store. What resources do you think would have been the best like starter pads for you? Like, for example, I think for me in comedy, you know, like I think it was like I just Googled comedy shows in Tulsa. And I know that's not the same as far as like finding cheap ways to like make more money off of like owning a store or like starting a brand. But I'm always curious, like what resource, like is there grants that you didn't know about that you might have found about now or anything like that? Or
hell yes. Yeah. My language. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like for real, like trying to figure out where you can get the support or the backing to try to make an idea or a dream come true. Absolutely. I mean, in Tulsa is definitely like, that's key. That's big, huge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I mean, that's just kind of one of those things. I think there should be a better way of trying to figure all this stuff out.
Yeah, and like back to the question of like, what resources do you think would have been like if you would have thought about like if I had this at this point, I would have been like here by now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say like maybe like printing companies to print your shirts, because like when I first started, I don't know if anybody know what a cricket cutter is. It's like the vinyl. I was thugging, like
doing it yourself.
Put like layers, like heat pressing at every shirt, every hoodie. Like I was probably spending hours like making clothes for people. So if I would have known about like a company where I can just drop my stuff off and they do it, like screen printing or DTG, from the beginning, I think that would have saved me a whole lot of time.
Now that you have that information, is it more accessible? For example, like do you know Mythic Press or like Boomtown Tees, like those kind of companies that do that? Or is it kind of one of those things where like, all right, I still got to hit this point before I get there?
I know I found like my company. I'll shout them out. Ink Images. They was a game changer for me. And I think with that too was hard as a lot of companies want you to have a minimum. And sometimes you can't afford to get 25 shirts made when you only got 2 people who
want to buy
them. Yeah. So
do you think as like a designer that there is a way to like to meet businesses in the middle like that, like locals, right? Like for example, like Mythic I mentioned earlier. What do you think is like the way that would benefit you as an artist and also benefit a company to be like, hey, I just need like 5 shirts made? Or do you think like businesses are kind of like shut off from that idea?
I guess it just depends on who you talk to. Because like I said, like Ink Images, they let me bring in just one and they'll do it. And so they were the first people. No.
Are they based in Tulsa?
Yeah, they're based in Tulsa, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yep.
See, I would have never known about that. So the other question too is like, do you feel like in y'all's respective fields that there are enough resources to share around? Like I guess I say it in the sense of like, you own a shoe store that's also like, a clothing store as well. Do you feel as if like the business is so saturated, or maybe there might be too many shoe stores? I don't know the demographics. I want to go over all your competition. I mean, we're currently in the racks right now, but like, is it one of those things where you kind of have to constantly fight against other, like, you don't want to have that competition where it's negative, but you constantly have to say like, oh, I got to get this grant. I got to find this. I got to find this funding to stay alive in like the markets y'all are in.
I honestly, I think, between us from Silhouette to 10 Toes to A-List to the racks, I think we all kind of serve a different kind of vibe, a whole kind of deal. Like, and so I don't really think that we ever clash. Like I told you earlier, I'm very, very cool with Cam and Pat over there.
Right.
Jacob, I talked to him a couple days ago. You know what I mean? Like, we all kind of work together. I think that's what's cool about Tulsa too, is we know where we are and where we're all trying to get to. So I think that I don't think we ever really clash. I think we work real well together.
What spaces, or like specifically like in the fashion world y'all are in, what spaces or what programs have y'all found useful for y'all to like, promote yourselves? Or are those spaces available, you think? Like you've done some fashion shows here, right? Like people modeling your clothes and stuff like that.
I know like everybody know, majority of people know Coach. Coach, Erica, they hosted some events and I went. But I don't know, like recently I feel like it hasn't been too many that I know of. But I feel like I can't speak on that because I be ducked off. I don't be paying attention, so.
Do you feel as if like as a store owner, like that artists do artists approach you as a store owner a lot of times to say like, hey, can I sell this in here or anything like that? Yeah.
And we talked about this also. Like, I always wanted Silhouette to be a place where people can come and we facilitate that kind of opportunity where people can do their clothes or their art, whatever it may be.
Right.
So I think, you asked me if I know about different places where we can do that as a company or as a business, but we're trying to be that.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're trying to serve that kind of purpose for people that have something they want to put out there. So
the other question too, or I guess the next question for y'all is kind of like, what, as native Tulsans, would you say like anything about like Tulsa culture, would you say has made an influence? Like what kind of influences has Tulsa made as far as like, not even just your art itself, but like maybe your business ideas of how you think about things. Like for me, Tulsa influences my comedy because I think Tulsa's a small town, but there's always little pockets of just like the goofy stuff that happens. And I know you can say that anywhere, but Tulsa, for some reason, I just turn my shoulder and it's just something weird happening,
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I feel like Tulsa made me as a person. I'm born and raised. So I feel like without Tulsa, it wouldn't be a whole lot of Corey. And as far as like with Smile, I put a lot of what I go through and like me into my designs and stuff. So yeah, I think it just kind of made me pretty much, and I put that into the brand.
Man, I think that like, because Tulsa is considered to be a small town,
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing I think that comes along with what I do and what I, wanted for Silhouette is just community. Like we always try to find a way to be together. You know what I mean? Silhouette is always trying to like find ways. We're trying to do events to try to bring people together and all of that. It's the community. That's what I was raised on. Like no matter where I go in town, being born and raised in Tulsa, I know somebody or I know some part of town, and I got a story for every part of town. You know what I mean? So like, that's what's cool to me, and that's what I always want the store to be about.
Just curious, we're gonna kind of side note from these serious questions back to our silly ones. If y'all had to put together your top 5 Tulsa fashion killers, who would you be? Who's on your list? And feel free to have a 6-man.
Top 5?
Yeah.
Fashion killers.
So fashion
Like who be
killers in this way,
they
like who,
putting it on?
whenever you see them, they got that outfit on. They got it on.
Oh,
Man. What's my great grandpa, don't nobody know him, but he be fitted because he 90. He got that old style, like he a cowboy. He be putting it together. Everything is tailor made. Like
Kind of like a Dapper Dan kind of.
if you see him, he clean.
Yeah.
All the time.
For me, do y'all know LT? He owns Motherland. He's also a model. You might see he customizes like jumpsuits and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, he would be like one of my top 5 like Tulsa dressed easy. Another sleeper, I'd probably say Evan Hughes has a very low key fit, but when he dresses like in his little dad fits, got to give it to him.
He do be. He got it locked in.
He got it locked in on the dad fits for sure. I think my next fashion killer. Never see him slip up on an outfit. I'd probably say Gary Mason. I think.
Hold on, you took one of mine right there.
See, but we got the same.
I was gonna say, G.
Gary be dressing.
He got his own style, but man, he be putting it together.
Yeah, Gary be dressing.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Man, I can't think of nobody. I'll say Sleazy. You know Sleazy?
I don't know. I think I know Sleazy. See, that's what we
Sleazy
did this
Peasy.
podcast. Yeah.
You don't know Sleazy?
No, see what I mean?
Man,
See, that's what I mean. Everybody know everybody, but don't know nobody.
If she see this, I want Sleazy. When she be fitted, she be putting it together.
I was gonna say another person. I would say his fashion is very abstract, but I say have y'all ever seen Truson? Like Truson Daughtry does like local like visual art performances. Yeah, like he wears kind of like these Victorian English kind of fits is the best way I can describe him.
Victorian English.
I met him. He for Dreamland he came in.
Yeah, okay.
Oh man, he had something on that.
Bro,
that
I'm telling
night
you, like the way he dresses, and this isn't me roasting or ragging. The way he dresses reminds me of the way Charlie Charlie Murphy talked about the way Prince
Right,
played
Prince, yeah,
basketball.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
think he had that shirt on.
Yeah,
at
like he got
Dreamland.
like a ruffled shirt, and I'd be like, dang.
He be wearing
like,
blouses.
Yeah, like I
Hey.
joke you not, but he be looking
Hey.
clean,
I
man.
gotta see it. I gotta see
I
it.
give it like Truce is one of my. He's in my top 5. 'Cause
Yes, that's right. I met
some
a
people
brother,
just be
yeah.
like dressed,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's not like they wear like anything crazy fancy.
Yeah.
But when they put it together, you just like, oh, he got it on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hold on. So okay.
Yeah.
You said Gary.
Yeah.
What about my boy? Shout out to DJ AOA.
Uh huh.
He always got something on.
I
Fit.
like how all of us have mentioned people none of us know.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
the beauty. Okay. DJ AOA.
Hold on. It's one more person I was thinking about. Well, let's say my sister.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know her, but she be putting
be-
it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out. What's up, Lisa? I had two more I wanted to tell y'all. That I think you do know this other person though. Oh, Duke.
Yeah, Duke.
He stuck in the 90s, but
Duke-
man, it's a good. He make it look
You
good.
know, the one thing about
That's
Duke
gonna be his
Durant.
time. If he's
Yeah,
stuck in the
yeah.
90s, that's
Hey.
gonna come
But see,
back.
Duke Durant, I gotta give you that's a really good, that's a great choice. Because the one thing about Duke Durant's fashion is that the way he dresses, it can be like he can do multiple like time. Like the other day I saw him and he had like the Amon Shumpert 2010 NBA look.
Bro.
You know, like the glasses, like the flip glasses, and like the sweater with the denim. Like, I mean, I was just like,
Whatever
He
he
got
put on, you be like, yep, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Every time
Yeah.
you do it, don't matter what it is, you be like, yep, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
See, this was
He
fun.
heavy on them 90s, like everything kick wise.
Yeah.
90s.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. I got to give it to
Like,
Duke
he
Durant. That's a
represent for
great
that.
choice.
And then I got James Gunnell.
James Gunnell. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He be putting his stuff on too.
Yeah.
so.
See, look, everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
Doesn't know
There
anybody.
you
I
go.
love that.
Right.
So, getting closer to the ending of our questions here, the next question I have for y'all is kind of like, what programs or what opportunities do you think you would like to see, like, across the board, however you think, what programs do you think would be helpful for people who are in y'all's, like, in your field?
I'll say, like, for me, more events, more stuff to pull up and, show your merch, show your stuff. But also, like I said, I don't pay attention a lot.
Yeah.
So I could be missing something, which that's on me.
Mm-hmm.
But I say, yeah, more events, more opportunities to meet new people, network. Like that, I would say you don't have to pay as much, because it's been times where I paid like $150 to pop up somewhere and nobody showed up to the event. So like vendors are getting charged, but it's not enough traffic to justify the price you getting charged for.
Does Silhouette, do y'all do pop-up or like do y'all do vendor spots as well? Like y'all go to places as like
Yeah, if
like
I'm not mistaken,
Shuklahoma?
I know Coop did pop-ups.
Yeah.
And then like we're trying to do them at the store. We're trying to do that program where we get some folks to do some pop-ups for us.
Yeah.
But also I've been different places to do some different stuff. Just depending on what it is. Yeah, we do some vendors stuff.
Yeah.
So always, just try to get out there for sure.
Do you, as a store owner, do you ever feel as if like there's only so much limit, or like there's only a limitation of what you can do as far as like community outreach? Like, for example, if 20 designers come to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not all 20 of them, I imagine, can put their stuff in the store because there's not that much room.
Right.
So, like, what are things that, as a store owner, that you look for as, like, artists who want to put stuff in your store? Like, this person's good of character, this stuff, the stuff they make actually will move, stuff like that.
That's a great question, though. But, because a lot of time, I mean, like you said, there's a lot of creative people in town, man. In Tulsa, bro. So there's always going to be someone that wants to put something in the store, try to get their stuff out there, you know what I mean? But I think the biggest difference and the thing that I look for a lot of times is people that I know is committed to what they're doing. That means if I ask you to give me a full rundown of all your pieces, shorts, shirts, hats, whatever, if I ask you to send that to me, are you going to respond? You know what I mean? Like, people that have a story to what they're doing and are committed to what they're doing, you'll be able to tell. I'll be able to tell, you know what I mean? And so, like, I know that if I put your stuff in the store, 9 times out of 10, you'll have more coming around. You know what I mean? That you'll keep your customer, people that want to rock with you, you'll keep them engaged. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff is what I look for. People that got a passion behind what they doing. You know, not just a whim.
Right. Kind of like reliable.
That really care about what they doing, and you'll be able to tell. So.
And I'm gonna ask this kind of like, you know, as a comedian, I have to book shows and stuff like that, and have to ask, you know, to be on shows sometimes and stuff like that. Do you think that artists know how to ask questions like that, or like know how to approach, or do they seem like it's a daunting? And same thing to you too, Corey. Like, do you ever feel like as an artist, you don't want to reach out or anything like that? Like, kind of like, nah, I don't know if they want my stuff or anything like that.
Yeah. I think that's also just like a personality trait. I'm pretty reserved. But also, like I said earlier, I don't want to, I guess in my head, if I'm kind of like bugging you, like, you want to have my clothes, I kind of feel corny.
Okay.
And so then I would like for my like clothes or my designs to kind of speak for itself. So I would kind of want to be reached out to. But I know that ain't really how you should run everything. But yeah, it might be something to get better at doing for real. But
yeah.
I mean, I think, Corey, you're right, bro. I mean, like, what you're doing, I mean, if you're doing good work, it'll get to the right people. But if you want to press it, you can also do it, you know what I mean, that way too, especially because what you put out is good stuff. So you shouldn't be, in my opinion, you shouldn't be, you know, hesitant about it at all. Like, yo, this is good, you know what I'm saying? Quality stuff that I'm putting out, so.
Appreciate it.
So this is our next to last question. I always like to highlight the next to last to get y'all hyped. But what is some information that you all felt was gatekept to you that you would share with others?
Man, everything. Boy, I didn't know nobody who was trying to do clothes.
Yeah.
But I say like,
because we've talked about things being cliquish before. And, you know, I'll tell you now, like in comedy, there are comedy cliques. And I think that's just life. Life has cliques, right? But there's like certain opportunities that some comedians might not get because they don't know X, Y, and Z person. Or they might not know how to go through this process. And no one tells, like, I'm not trying to out, like, I've asked a comedian before I was going out of town, and they had did comedy in the city I was going to. And I was like, hey, can you, like, tell me, like, who to talk to? And they weren't mean as far as not saying no, but they didn't give me the information I asked for. And they were more like, well, I had to search for it. You got to search for it. And I'm kind of like, but you already have what I need. Why can't you just give it to me? You know? And it didn't bother me enough to like want to like flip out and be angry about it. But it is something like if I had that information, I would share it. You know? Yeah.
I'll say like maybe where they get clothes, like wholesale, where they get your stuff printed for cheap that don't have minimums. And also like how to present yourself as a brand. Because for me, I was learning on the fly because I just didn't know nobody. Like, if you scroll down on my Instagram page, you'll see, like, the improvement. And, like, my first stuff was, I look back and I'm like, bro, what was I doing? But I just didn't know. So I'll say, like, yeah, think about how you really want to present your brand. Maybe look at other brands or like celebrities and stuff or whatever that you kind of gravitate towards and maybe like take some stuff off of them. Like I'll watch music videos and like kind of see how like some scenes are set up or how like the shots look and all that kind of stuff, and I kind of use that as to get like inspiration on how to present myself.
Yeah, I like that. What about you, Mr. Kellen?
Man, I gotta say, I didn't really feel like there was anything that was like gatekeeping wise. I think, you know, for one, the sneaker community it's a community, man. Like, you know, everybody usually rocks with each other and not trying to make anything difficult for each other. But I will say the business side of it, you know, just not knowing, you know, or who to talk to. Like I said before, it's just that was probably the toughest part out of all of it, though. But that can be overcome. I mean, it don't have to be a sneaker owner or business, nothing like that. Like, you can talk to any kind of business. Somebody that's running a business, it could be just clothing or whatever it may be. Or a bar.
Yeah.
Running a business is running a business, and I think that was kind of the things that I needed to find out and try to sit down and talk with people. I really felt like if I just went after it, I can get the answers that I needed. So.
Yeah, and you think like other business owners have been pretty cool with you, like, hey man, here's the person I talk to, or like here's somebody you could look for.
For sure. Yeah.
That's good.
For sure.
All right, here we are at our last question, y'all.
Last question.
We've made it through. It's our first episode again. Like I said, this episode is all about appearance. We wanted to introduce the show this kind of way, and like we wanted to start our episode about the arts, but not our traditional forms of art. That's why we got into fashion. So I wanted to ask you all this question. If you had to design your own shoe, right? The whole thing, top to bottom, what are some of the designs we're putting in that shoe? And if y'all want me to go ahead and start while y'all are thinking, I already have mine maxed up.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all have ever seen the Jeremy Scott Adidas, the Hermes, with the wing on the back.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd make those, but then I would add a platform, the wavy platform from the Mischief Vans or the Mischief Waves.
Yeah.
And I would add the platform so your shoe looks like it's a wave while you're also flying.
Okay.
And that would be my ideal. Like, I know I couldn't rock it in the club all the time.
Yeah, you gonna blow your ankle out.
Yeah,
for sure.
but I promise you, when you see me in them, you gonna see me in them.
You gonna see me.
Yeah.
That ain't no lie.
Man. Dang, that's tough.
And see, I'm a fan of the Astro Boy boots. Yeah, the Racks used to have them. Sold them. I was mad, boy. Yeah. Did y'all have them at Silhouette too, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Y'all still got them?
No. Oh, man.
Never gonna find happiness, man.
Yeah. I'll say this. My template would be something like from Joe Fresh Good, New Balance. I know you don't rock with New Balance for certain reasons.
They're okay.
You don't rock with them, which, okay, I got you. But that template, how he does things, the colors, like, a nice...
It's a hardy
deep
shoe.
Red, maroon, burgundy.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. Nice, them type of colors, a nice green.
Okay.
Somewhere in there. That would be my color palette. You know what I mean?
Are we,
suede.
I was gonna say, are we suede, leather?
Suede.
Okay, so I'm a leather shoe.
Mm-hmm. It would be luxe. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
All right.
It's nice. Nice. I got you.
All right. Yeah.
Are we doing straps or laces? Or
it definitely ain't no straps in this one. It's gonna be some real fancy laces.
I think we need to bring back.
I
think we need to bring back belt strap for adults, man. I really think straps are good shoe.
That won't be in this one. All right. I'm gonna tell you. Yeah. It'll be all the way together though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be my ideal for sure.
And how about you, Brother Corey?
Man, I'm simple. I'll say I'll probably have like some 4s, maybe with like a white sole and maybe some navy in there. Navy, like a cool gray, and some white, something like that. Something simple
you a
and
Cowboys
clean.
Fan?
I just like Navy now. I don't like Cowboys.
Yeah.
I'm finna get jumped when I leave.
We'll make it out the door.
Kelly, you a Cowboys fan?
Nah, it's Niners.
Oh, this is a safe space.
It's Niners over here. Bro.
Yeah, okay.
Niners, big dog.
The Steelers?
Niners.
No, Niners.
Oh, Niners, okay.
Yeah, so I'm a Broncos fan. I'm just happy we made it to the playoffs, so that's all I can ask for.
Right.
2 years in a row, we should have been there. Yeah. My name is Chaz Thunderwolf Stevens. This is our first episode of Misconnections here at the Racks in Tulsa. Want to give a big thanks to our guest again, Mr. Corey Pearson, the owner of CMYLE Clothing, and Kellen James, the owner of Silhouette Sneaker Shoe.